This video is also about gear calculations, but specifically when you look on the front side of the gears, when you see the front angle. So this is usually your easier type of gear calculations as well. When you go to your formula sheet, you'll see there's a formula that stands like this: NA times TA equals NB times TB. And what this actually means is the rotational frequency of gear A times the teeth of gear A equals the rotational frequency of B times the teeth of B. Okay, but this formula can also be written as NB times TB equals NC times TC, and you can go on as long as the gears touch one another. But this is the only formula that you're actually going to use for this gear calculation. So if you look at the question, it says the gear system in figure 11.3 below is used to control a hoisting device. The driver gear has 46 teeth and rotates at 600 revolutions per minute. The idler gear rotates at 759 revolutions per minute, and then the driven gear has 70 teeth. So please pause the video and go right in the information that they've given to you on your sketch. So the driver gear has 46 teeth. So here's my driver gear. They have indicated on the sketch. So just write 46 teeth here, and it rotates at 600 revolutions per minute. So they're still talking about driver gear A. Then they tell you that the idler gear rotates at 759, so write in 759 over here. And then the driven gear has 70 teeth, so just go and indicate that the driven gear, gear C, has 70 teeth. Okay. One important thing to remember, when we do these calculations and we have to use the N equals the other N, you have to use gears that touch one another. So A and B can be used together in the formula. So A can be equal to B, and then B can be equal to C. But you cannot say A equal to C in the formula because they do not touch one another. Okay, so you can't skip a gear. So it's always these two equal one another, and then those two equal one another. And if it was another one, it would have been those two equal to one another. So the question says, but determined by means of calculations, first of all, the number of teeth on the idler gear. So we're going to calculate the teeth over here, and then the rotational frequency of the driven gear over there. So how fast this gear rotates. Okay. So you see on my sketch I already indicated all of the information as I said to you. So the first gear, the first question is they want you to go and calculate the number of teeth of gear B. So here, number of teeth. And then in the second question, they want us to go and calculate the rotational frequency of this gear over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and say for 11.3.1, NA times TA equals NB times TB. I'm using A and B because I want the information of B. Okay. You are also allowed to go and use B and C to calculate it if I didn't have enough information for A. But the reason why I can't say B equal to C now is because I don't have the rotational frequency. So there's something missing over here as well. Okay, so I have to use A and B in this case because I've got teeth and the N for A, and I've got the N for B, and there's only one thing that's missing then. So that's why I'm using A equals B in this case. So the speed of A is the 600 times the teeth of A is 46, and then equal to the speed of B, which is 759, and we don't know what the number of teeth is. That is what we are trying to calculate. So that is what my formula would look like. Like I said, I can't use this because it would have been 759 times TB equals 70 times N, and then there's two unknown letters in the formula, in the calculation. Okay, then you just have to go and do basic math. So we want TB to be alone because that's the one that's unknown. It's multiplied with 759, so all that I have to go and do is the opposite and say divided by 759. And what you do on this side, you have to do on the other side. So divided by 759. These two cancel out, and then you just type this exactly into your calculator. So type in your fraction sign, and then 600 times 46 over 759 equals. Then the answer will be 36,36. So okay, and you can't have teeth with a decimal, so if you have something like this, just round it off to the first whole number that you can, so that will just be 36 in this case then. Okay, so I'm just going to write in on my information here, we've got 36 teeth that is added then, because I'm going to need that to do my second part of the calculation. So then I'm going to 11.3.2. Okay, and now I'm just going to go say B equals C with the exact same formula, but now I'm using B and C because those two touch one another. So NB times TB equals NC times TC. Now my rotational frequency of B is 759 and the number of teeth is 36. Then equals to, for my gear C, I've only got the number of teeth and I don't have the N. So I'm just going to say NC because that's the unknown times the 70 teeth. Then you just have to go and do the math again. NC is the one that we want. It's multiplied by 70, so I do the opposite, which is divide on both sides. And then you cross them out because they cancel each other out. Therefore, the answer for NC will then be fraction 759 times 36 over 70. Okay, and that will give us an answer of 390,34. And because the 759 was indicated in revolutions per minute, your answer will also be in revolutions per minute, as they did not ask in the question specifically for revolutions per minute or revolutions per second, so you just keep it as it is. Okay, so if they maybe wanted it in revolutions per second, but they do have to ask it in the question, then all you have to go and do is say divide by 60 to get it to revolutions per second. And then, yeah, that would have given you your answer. But in this case, that will be our answer over there.